Hello learners, welcome to this new lecture of our Revit series. In this lecture, we are going to deal with the basic building elements. So we are going to have a look at the wall tool. Okay, so let's get started. So here you can see the wall tool is located into the architectural tab. So click on the architectural tab, and under the build panel, you can find the wall command or the wall tool. The shortcut for it is WA, or you can assign as per your preference. So there is a small drop down here. If you left click on it, we get some additional tools like whether the wall should be architectural type, it should be a structural type, or wall by face likewise. So as we are dealing with architectural, so we will be having a look at the wall which is of architectural type. Okay, just click on this, and by default you will have a some kind of wall selected in the Revit, and these are the tools by which you can draw a wall. Like we have a line, a rectangle, a polygon, a circle, an arc, or we can pick an existing reference using a pick line. So there are multiple ways to draw a wall or to model a wall. Okay, and here are few of the constraints which a user should be well known of. Like there is depth, there is height. Like Revit is asking whether to consider the depth, like depth while modeling, or whether to consider the height for modeling. If we consider depth, then the wall would be modeled level below our reference. Like for example, if I'm modeling a wall in level 0 and I consider the depth, so my wall would go below level 0, and the height or depth that I mentioned, that would be assigned to it. Similarly, if I consider height, then my wall would go level above this level 0 with a specific height. Okay, and there is another thing like whether we should assign the top constraint for it, like it's level to level as far as the practical, from the practical point of view. So it's better to keep the base and top constraint of the walls attached to a level rather than keep it as unconnected. Okay, so we'll have a look at it in much more detail. Just to begin, we'll just clear up few concepts. So for now, I'm considering the height as the wall, height of the wall as a constraint. Then I go for level 1, that my wall will start from level 0 and it will terminate at level 1. So as you can see, whenever we assign a specific level to this top constraint, so you can see the value here is grayed out. But when you select unconnected, you can enter any value as per your preference. So these are few of the changes that are possible. For now, I'll just keep it level 1. Then location line, we have some types of location like wall center line, core center line, finish face exterior, finish face interior. Likewise, we'll have a much deeper look at as we progress through the lecture. So for now, I'll just keep it wall center line. Then we have a chaining option, whether the wall command is to be terminated by clicking on a single wall entity, or should it continue, that we can control using this chain tool. If it's checked, then we can model the wall in a continuous fashion, like you can see here. And if I uncheck the chain option here, then my wall tool will be terminated on modeling and single entity. Like you can see here, there is no continuity in my modeling. So you can prefer this as per your requirement. For now, I'll just delete this. To delete any element, you just need to select it and press delete on your keyboard, or simply you can press delete and you can have the element gone. So again, I'll use the shortcut WA. So then we have offset. Offset can be given to any elements. For example, I want an offset of 100 mm with respect to this grid line. So whenever I try to take a reference here, that it would be offsetted 100 mm apart from the grid line. As you can see here, the center of this wall is not exactly at the grid line, but it's 100 mm apart. If you can see, check this. Okay, it's 100 mm. Likewise, you can control the offset for any element which you need to have an offset for. Delete this one. I'll change the units back to mm for our ease. Millimeters, 3 decimal places, 0 decimal places, no need of unit. Okay, okay. So we will just take a look at wall again, and at the end, it's asking the status as to be kept as allowed or disallowed. So what basically allow and disallow means, we'll have a look as the lecture goes on. But to make it more easier, we will have a quick look. If you just see, for any wall entity, there are two grips at the end, which you can see. Those are present in the circular form, like this one and this one. So if you click on it, you can even find that allow and disallow option here as well. By default, it was kept as allow. If you wish to disallow it, you can just right click on that grip handle and you can just set it to disallow. Whenever you set any grip to disallow, you can find a inverted hammer or inverted T formed here. Likewise, you can click on this grip and set to disallow. Previously, there was no such symbol visible, but once you set the option as disallow, then you can find this symbol, and it helps us to identify that this end of the wall is disallowed. And if you want to reallow it, then go back, right click and select allow. Select the entity again, and you can find the difference. Even if you want to return its status as allow, you just need to left click on this symbol, it works. And if you want to check this, it's set to allow, as it is asking for disallow join again. So here are the few quick parameters or constraints to be looked for as we proceed with modeling a wall. So I'll delete this one. And if you want, you can just model walls in many ways. Like for now, we have just used the line command. You can use a rectangular form as well. You just need to first click and mention the second click. Your walls are formed into the rectangular form, like with rectangular shape. You can just go to 3D and check a rectangular wall enclosed space is formed. Similarly, you can go for any other shape as per your preference. Now it's a polygon. So you can see here, and also you can adjust or control the number of sides as well, as you can see here. For now it's 6, so it's showing us 6 sides, but if I just keep it 5, then you can see the sides are changed to 5. If you want to select all the walls in a single click, just hover on any wall and press tab. As the walls are modeled in a circular fashion or attached or connected to each other, all the walls would be selected in one click. Just you need to hover your mouse on any of the wall and press tab. Then all the walls are selected in one go. Select tab, all the walls are selected, left click on it, and delete. So here you can, there are multiple ways by which a wall can be modeled. Similarly, if you want a wall to be present in the shape of arc, you can do that. First click, second click to describe the first and end point of the wall, and you need to specify a radius. Okay, you can change the radius even after modeling of the wall. So for now it's 2310. I just change it to 1580 mm. So you can observe the wall is modified. And now last one is a pick line. So pick line is used to model any element which means with reference to any reference line or grid present. For now, we can take a reference of this grid line, and if you want the wall to be placed along this grid line, you can use the pick line tool. I just click on pick line and I just click on this grid line. So instead of, as you can see, there is no change like using the pick line and the line, but instead of giving it a 1 click and 2 click and modeling a wall, just you can have the reference of grid line and place the wall accordingly. And then you can adjust the length of the wall as required by clicking on these grip handles that are present at the either ends of the wall, and you can resize the length of the wall as required. So this is a bit of stuff for walls to begin with. So we'll move ahead with the properties of the wall, like what are the different properties of the walls, how to assign materials to the wall, how to assign or check what layers are present into the wall. So we'll just keep this video in few sub lectures, so to understand walls in better way. So see you in the next lecture. Thank you.